Hold on, speak the camera a little bit. He did. Yeah. Trying to get fixed up. My bad, y'all. My bad, but we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. And I was at August 27th. Google Hangout will be going away a couple days, so I'll get back to my other setup as well, man. I already set it up on my other channel, so it's a little difficult setting it up on both because I pay a subscription, and I figure some things out. Maybe I do something different from this channel, but shout out to everybody supporting the channel, man. Definitely appreciate the love, support, man. It's always a hater in every section, man. People say, "Well, you ain't got nothing nice to say about this and that." If it ain't nothing nice to say, I'm not gonna be fake. I'm not gonna put on Mr. Happy Face and lie to you. I don't run my channel that way. I apologize. I can need a baker. And if you don't like the way I run my channel, you don't like my shit, don't watch it. It's plain and simple. Nobody putting a burner to your head saying, hopefully not, oh, you got to watch Motor City Sports Talk. Don't watch it, man. I'm different. I'm unique. I'm different from that next nigga. I'm different than that next guy. That's what makes me different, man. I run my page different. Jealous ones envy, just like Fat Joe say. Jay White, you ain't got a wrench over here? I got to get you a wrench up real quick. Stuff. But hey, let's talk about some Lions talk, man. Y'all know we rock out a little bit different. I'm not gonna kiss ass and I'm Motor City Sports Talk, and I think Matthew Stafford is a superb quarterback, and he threw for 5,000 yards, so that means he got to be a Hall of Fame. No, not kissing ass. I'm gonna tell you how I think it is. Almighty Rob, Jay Martin, what's going on? John Martin, Dante 151, and I talk about Mike Daniels signing. Theo Riddick, he gone in my Mike Valenti voice, and the Golden Tate PED situation. Start off with Mike Daniels. Great signing. I said they should make that signing. I said as soon as he got cut, I said the Lions should be on the horn. The Lions had the inside track on them. I believe they got more cap space than the Bears. I'm not sure if they got more cap space than the Vikings. They had a great track to Mike Daniels. For one, I know Mike Daniels, man. Let me see where Mike Daniels from. Before I say this, let me find out where Mike Daniels from, because he is a brother, and I heard it ain't that many brothers up there in Green Bay, but I want to know legitimately where is he from. So give me a minute. He is from Jersey. So I know Jersey's a little bit multicultural, but hey, man, you don't just want to be around just straight like white people or straight Hispanic or straight black, whatever. Detroit got a nice multicultural people, got the best Arabic food you probably can find in the United States. They got a Mexican town. We got Chaldeans, we got the blacks, we got the whites, now you just not in Green Bay. So you want to come to a multicultural city. Also, you want to be able to come somewhere where you can beat up on Aaron Rodgers. You couldn't hit Rodgers in practice because he had the red jersey on. So you want to be able to hit Rodgers. It was no way that Bob Quinn want to fuck this up. And Bob Quinn is a competent type of dude. Excuse me. Bob Quinn is very, very competent. He proved it once again. He had the inside track. Not the Cleveland Browns, not the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Daniels want to stick it like any other human being, that would admit it. You want to stick it to your former employer, and that's what he done. You know what? And it was a much needed space. Now, in every situation like that, there's a casualty, and hopefully, one of the casualties is the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, right? But the casualty was Ricky John Francois. He was the casualty. Unless they want to cut a rookie or cut another person off the team and make room for him and add depth across that line, then that Ricky John Francois is just, he's just not good as Mike Daniels. Mike Daniels had a bad year last year. He had a foot injury. Shout out to AJ Green. I like AJ Green. He got carted off at camp today, but I heard it's only a sprain. Wait a minute. I heard it's only a sprain, so I don't expect the Bengals to do nothing this year. But I'm happy AJ Green is all right. I like AJ Green, man. Going back to Georgia, he was Matthew Stafford target there. I like it. But at the end of the day, that was just a great sign, and that was kind of a signing for a Lion fan that make you think, your organization has competence. It may not be the Patriots. It may not be, Green Bay was when Ted Thompson was in his heyday. It may not be the Bill Walsh 49ers, but, it just seemed too right not to get right, And usually when it seemed too right to get wrong, to get right, is usually the old Lion way. The way Bob Quinn has done something, do I agree with some of the things he's done? Absolutely not. Absolutely, I've not agreed, that with some of the things he's done. But you're not going to agree. He's a paid professional to do his job, to lay the foundation, to build the championship. And what he's done is, has he messed up? Yes. Has he struck out on some offensive linemen? Hell yeah. Has he struck out on some linebackers? Yes. But then again, you got to remember as well, one thing about the offensive line, Taylor Decker was a great draft pick. He had a shoulder injury, tore him up, right? Glasgow was an underrated draft pick. We'll see what happened. Ragnow, still the book out on him. I think he's going to be pretty good. The right guard position, TJ Lang, he kind of struck out. He was older. You understand, chances make champions. Rick Wagner's been terrible, but he got a successor in Terrell Crosby behind him. But one thing you got to remember is the biggest mistake Bob Quinn made, the biggest mistake he made was retaining Jim Bob Cooter as offensive coordinator, period. Jim Bob Cooter was the biggest glaring weakness. He was the downfall of Jim Bob Cooter, and he was the downfall of Bob Quinn. The offense wasn't competent, and I think it was the buddy-buddy system. I think the Fords liked Jim Bob. I think Bob Quinn wanted to get rid of him quicker, and obviously he derailed Matt Patricia's first season with Detroit because he didn't know how to – he didn't make nobody better on the offense. Nobody. He didn't make Golden Tate better. He didn't make the game easier for Stafford, and he made the game harder on the offensive lineman because he didn't know how to run a competent offense. Offensive linemen, for people who don't know, your average offensive lineman, they like to be on the front foot. They want to be road graders. They want to impose their will and go forward. They don't want to be average 2.5 out of the first 3 downs that you get as an NFL team. They don't want to be moving backwards. Nobody 300 pounds want to be doing karaoke and backpedaling for 70% of the game. Who want to do that? You like, oh shit, it's 30 inches. It's big fella time. Oh, we calling a rollout to Ebron to the flat for the first down. Like nigga, I wanna block somebody. I want to impose my will on somebody. And that is the identity of Darrell Bevell. Darrell Bevell is gonna get the best out of each of those dudes up front out the 5. He's gonna inflict his confidence on them dudes. And he's gonna get them moving off the front foot. He can get them rooming off the ball. You're gonna see Kerryon Johnson have more of a design run game to really appeal to his game. You're gonna see Anderson look better than what LeGarrette Blount did last year. And it's gonna be about having an offensive coordinator that been there, done that. But back to Mike Daniels, once again, Bob Quinn has done some things that seem to be right. I mean, he brings in Damon Harrison. He identified Damon Harrison as a guy. Bam, you got him. Deshaun Hen, he identifies him as a guy. Bam, you got him. You go back, he identified bringing Ricky John Francois last year, where he had some success. He couldn't fix the run game problems as old as he is, but hey, he could have saved Matt Patricia's job or Bob Quinn's job a little bit last year. He bring in Devin Kennard. He really good at rushing and getting after the quarterback. He bring back Romeo Rockwell. Eli Harrell has some success. He with the Buffalo Bills now. He does some things, but some of the things he got wrong. Jared Davis is just not a fit in his defense for what Patricia like to do. In the signing or the drafting of Giovanni Tavani is going to. I think it spells doom for Jared Davis, and I don't think they expect Jared Davis to be that middle linebacker of the future. In my opinion, they don't expect Jared Davis to be that guy. If he turns into a great outside linebacker, if he turns to a great middle linebacker, he was fit for Terrell Austin's defense. You know what I'm saying? He was fit for that type of defense. If you go back, Teddy Bruschi, Mike Vrabel, Dante Hightower, even Jamie Collins, which I thought that's a guy the Lions should have picked up, but he just deviates away from the plan. He doesn't play his position. He jumps gaps. He's not disciplined. and why the Patriots cut him, but they did bring him back because they needed that talent. Talani is that old school neck roll wearing linebacker that Patricia liked. He plugs the gap. They know how to cover their deficiencies in coverage, and they Van Noy would have been a great Matt Patricia linebacker. He would have been great, but the identity in the front seven is great. The identity in the front seven is great for the Lions. It looks like a Patriot front seven, but it's more talented than your recent history Patriot front seven because you got Hand that can go inside, outside. Mike Daniels can play outside defensive end in a 3-4 or defensive end in 3-4. He can play inside in a 3-4 a little bit too. And he a little bit small, kind of be that Damon Harrison plugger. But he can play defensive tackle. Trey Flowers can go inside in the 3 technique. Deshaun Hand can go inside, outside. Flower inside, outside in 4-3. So you got a lot of different dudes. Devin Kennard can put his hand in his dirt. So, Twerk Jerry, stop playing. What's going on, bro? I see you. I know you is. What's going on? But you got a lot of versatility up there in the linebacker crew. If Talani could be really, really good, I think just by the front 4 being good, it makes those 3 better. They shouldn't be touched that much. It shouldn't be offensive linemen getting to the second level. So David should be able to get a clean jacket, to make those tackles, even though he always end up on the flow. But he gonna get some clean, looks in the A gap to get those tackles to fill those holes. Talani, he gonna get some clean looks. They're gonna be some clean ass linebackers. Jersey should be clean. They should be able to go sideline to sideline. And we'll see what Darius Slay brings to the table once they figure out his contract situation. That's why he on the non-football injury list. That's why. That's the only reason he on the non-football injury list is because some financial got to be worked out. If I had my guess for him and Harrison, they're going to rework that deal. They're going to move money from year 4, the last year of their contract, up to this year, or they get new contracts. So, if they give Harrison and Slade new contracts, or extensions, that's a turn of the leaf. That's a different Martha Ford. It's a different Detroit Lions organization, and I slowly see the organization. Turning the corner, and I slowly see Bob Quinn's vision. But the Mike Daniels signing, man, that got me excited, man. I'm not gonna lie, that was just like something that, it's kind of like, oh man. The Lions really should get Mike Daniels, but I know they not, man. They so cheap and they sitting on this money and they think they better than what they are. And Bob Quinn say, choo, 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 boom. Choo, 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 boom. He like, shit, let me snatch him up. I know we a little shallow at the defensive tackle position. And that's how you do. That's how you do. And that's what you do. You still a division rival guy, a guy that had a little injury. If he need time to heal up in camp, your veterans really don't need to be in camp and go hard like that. They do need to form that report, but the young guys is when they proving and hitting and stuff of that nature, man. But Hawkinson, I like what I'm hearing about him, but we'll see Tate put the pads on. But Mike Daniels, man, that was a good pick. He seemed like he got some leadership qualities. He said, hell, even Kerryon Johnson was pissed that they didn't give him run the ball on Jim Cooter. Yeah, he was pissed, but that was an organization, Almighty Rob. So that was an organizational decision, to be honest, because Bob Quinn said that at the beginning of the year that he was going to be a slasher and more of a scat back this year due to the amount of carries that he took the last year in Auburn. And you know what? I didn't have a problem with it because the amount of carries that Kerryon Johnson took his last year at Auburn was astonishing. He was taking quarterback snaps in the Wildcat. He was their entire offense at Auburn, man. His last year there, believe it or not, I watched a lot of their games. Rodgers gonna be a problem. He got to get out his offensive coordinator ass and stop and stop inside. What's going on with Vash? He got to get out his offensive coordinator ass. Aaron Rodgers is done. If Aaron Rodgers don't get it together with Matt LaFleur, he done. And everything they say about Aaron Rodgers in these tabloids is true. He's a shitty person. He's a shitty team. I didn't heard teammates, insiders, coaches, and quite frankly, I don't dislike the Green Bay Packers like like to the point where it's hatred. It's just for me, it's just not hatred with the Chicago Bears. It's hatred, like it's pure hatred for the Chicago Bears. Don't ask me why. The Green Bay Packers is not like hatred for them. I don't like when we play the Green Bay Packers, but it's not a hatred. The Dallas Cowboys, there's a hatred there, and maybe it was because Brett Favre was, Brett Favre and Sterling Sharp. If a lot of people don't know, Sterling Sharp was Shannon Sharp's older brother. Ooh, Sterling was a bad motherfucker. Actually, ask any Green Bay Packer fan, ask any Lion fan, Sterling Sharp was bad. Sterling was bad. But it's maybe it was because of Brett Favre, and I like Brett Favre. He had the whole little opiate addiction and shit back in the 90s. It was the 90s. He had the opiate addiction and shit. And Aaron Rodgers, like, at the end of the day, you see him throw the football, like you really can't hate on his ability, but as a person, Brett Favre, you really don't hear too many bad stories about Brett. Obviously, he has arrogant stories, but as a person, Aaron Rodgers is a shitty person. He's a shitty person. Just some of the shit that you hear that he said that, Greg Jennings was trying to get a contract. He told, I think, a 49 player, said, y'all should go sign Greg Jennings in the middle of the game. Really? You sit there and quit on the football team to get Mike McCarthy fired? Not did you quit on the road. Like, all right, you quit in front of season ticket holders. You quit in front of some kid that never been to a Packer game that his mom or dad or grandparents saved up money to take him to his first Packer game. His first Packer game was Aaron Rodgers quitting. I mean, imagine that type of shit. Think about that. Somebody sit there in the plant, or somebody sit there and slaved at Aldi's, or somebody sit there and slaved at a 9-to-5 to say to take their kid to a football game. It's one thing, okay, the Lions get blew out 50-0, but as long as they gave an effort, you know what I'm saying? Not only did somebody sit there and slave, but you sat there in the fucking cold and watched Aaron Rodgers quit. You sat there in the cold, and how can you forgive that? Because he had a bone to pick to get McCarthy fired, though? Come on. James Taylor, salute. Seattle, so dope. You sit there and you take somebody hard-earned money and you quit to get a coach fired. Like I said, I can't respect that. And some of the stuff you're hearing about him, like, it was funny at first. You hear about his sexuality, but then you see how he kind of made his mom move out of the house, and you hear Greg Jennings talk to him. You're like, this dude just shitty, bro. He just shitty. He make you not want to root for him. He just shitty. When we knocked him out the game that year, that make you just laugh and just like, I wish Ndamukong Suh would have just pissed on his helmet. I wish Ndamukong Suh would have stumped his arm. Like, he just shitty, bro. Like, I can't respect it. I can't respect him. As much as I think Trubisky overrated, like, I can't respect him. And Kirk Cousins is Spartan, but I got more respect for Trubisky and Kirk Cousins than somebody that's in your foxhole that got a gun to the back of your head ready to kill you. I can't respect them. Devontae Adams, amazing talent. Jimmy Graham, he had his day, his time. TJ Lang was over there for a minute. He was from Birmingham, Berber Rice. Salute. They had a few players over there. BJ Raj, he was a fun guy. Clay Matthews, he was a tough. You respect them dudes. You might hate the Packers. You might hate the Vikings. You might hate the Bears, but they had players that you respected. They have players that you respect. You have every division. You might say, "Oh man, fuck them." But at the end of the day, hey, you know what? I respected Charles Tillman. I respected Brian Urlacher. I respected Julius Peppers. You know what? I respected John Randall. I respected Robert Smith, Klein Saucer, Randy Moss, Chris Carter. You respected those type of guys. But what Aaron Rodgers doing right now, I can't respect. Even if I was a Green Bay Packer fan, I can't respect that. And if everybody's saying everybody got 20 different stories and it all accumulates to you being shitty, I can't respect that. I can't respect that. I can't respect that. This is my opinion. But he got talent. Oh, he remind me of John Elway. John Elway was one of my favorite quarterbacks growing up. John Elway was bad. John Elway, they say, oh, Rodgers the great. I said John Elway was pretty bad. You go back and look at some of his highlights. You know, the drive versus the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, he went to 3 Super Bowls in the 80s, I think it was, and lost all 3. He ended up coming back getting 2 in the 90s, but John Elway was bad. Young John Elway, he was mobile. He had a cannon. Young John Elway was bad. Baddest quarterback I ever seen. I like Joe Montana, but Joe Montana had Bill Walsh's system. You know, you respect Joe Theismann. You respected Troy Aikman, which I think he a little bit overrated. Steve Young was an amazing quarterback. Obviously, you had Warren Moon, who was a tremendous quarterback that just didn't get the credit that he deserved. You had great quarterbacks, but Warren Moon and John Elway was special. You know, John Elway was really special. You know, really, really special guy, man. I mean, arm talent, mobility. He was a hot shot. He was a fucking hot shot. When you talking about physical ability, like you go back and watch some of the things that Elway did, you be like, damn, that motherfucker look like Rodgers before Rodgers. And some of the things, his arm talent, like he had like Matthew Stafford arm talent. And Matthew Stafford arm is godly. It's amazing. I don't think we ever disputed Matthew Stafford arm talent. Just the way he able to really put it on the frozen rope. I mean, how many NFL players, you see him chuck a Hail Mary and it lofts up like this. You see Aaron Rodgers throw his Hail Mary, he lofts it up like that. But you can see Stafford put a fucking 70-yard pass on the frozen rope. Stafford put that joker on the frozen. It don't have no air under. It's just a frozen rope for 70 yards. That's talent. That's arm talent. That's arm talent. Randall Cunningham, when he started to stop learning to run, not slide and not get hit, he was bad. His arm talent, man. Stafford got some arm talent, but John Elway, just to kind of reminisce for a minute, he was bad. Like, you talking about forgotten how good some football players was. He was bad. He was a bad man. Skino Bino salute. He was a bad man. He was a bad guy, but like I said, Aaron Rodgers is a shitty motherfucker, man. I hate to say that, but Mike Daniels gonna try to get back at him. He said John Elway was over. He crazy as fuck. How many Super Bowls did Peyton Manning make it to? Huh? I think John Elway was better than Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was real smart, but you get to the playoffs, he was getting beat like he stole. He lost to the Miami Dolphins one year. He lost to the Miami Dolphins one year. Then that year they lost. That year they lost to the Steelers when Jerome Bettis fumbled the ball, gave the ball back to him, and they still lost the game. I'm a Peyton Manning like philosopher. I'm a Peyton Manning technician. Good quarterback, but when you put pressure on his ass, he gonna fold every time like origami. If I wanted to win a playoff game, give me Eli Manning, not this Eli Manning. Give me Eli Manning over Peyton Manning. Shit, call up Archie. That's why he never won nothing at Tennessee. The year he left, T. Martin won the championship. The year he Peyton Manning, you just put a little pressure on Peyton Manning. That motherfucker fold. Good talent in the regular season. He like LeBron in the regular season. 30-8. He like LeBron when the playoffs come and it's the Golden State Warriors. Well, LeBron be balling against Golden State. Y'all catch my drift, but that's nor here nor there. I like the Mike Daniels signing, real good signing, strong signing for the Lions. That was something out of the ordinary. And like I said about TJ Hawkinson for a minute, E-Frog, what's going on? 3. Chris, what's going on? Like I said about TJ Hawkinson when he got drafted, I said, you know what? He ain't Eric Ebron. I said he ain't Eric Ebron. I said, you know what? He ain't Brandon Pettigrew. He ain't Joe Fourier. He ain't Corey. He ain't none of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? He is his own man. TJ Hawkinson is his own man at tight end. You know what's the biggest difference between Pettigrew, Ebron, and whoever else played the tight end position for Lions over the years? He ain't got Scott Linehan, terrible self. He wasn't shit as a coordinator for real. He was adequate. We seen in Dallas, he wasn't nothing. You know, he ain't Joe Lombardi. He ain't Jim Bob Cooter. You know, he ain't got them type of guys, them coordinators. He got Darrell Bevel. So that changes everything. He got an offensive coordinator that's gonna know how to utilize the tight end and utilize his talent. Because I believe that before you draft a guy, you got to have a vision for him. Big Take say, yo, so I upload my first video on NBA Pistons Sports Talk. All right, let's check them out. Subscribe to Big Take. I'm gonna check you out. Give me a minute. But like I said before, he got his own identity, and him tearing it up in camp, I like it. You know, it got a yin and yang to it though. You know, it got a yin and a yang to it. It's basically like either the Lions defense could be bad, or it's just shirts and shorts, or maybe he's just that good. And at the end of the day, he good. He good. I think he's gonna be really good. He can block. You know, Ebron was just in a failing situation. Let's just call it what it is. Ebron was not a time and route running tight end. Ebron was a guy that ran go routes, post routes. He can run a little comeback route. He can run a wheel route. He can run vertical routes. You know what I'm saying? If you put the ball in the air and let Ebron run and go get it, he's going to outrun the linebacker. He's going to outrun a lot of safeties. He's going to, you know, get his body in position to jump and get the ball. Ebron was a guy that high pointed the ball, or, you know, he was the guy that tracked the ball in there. He wasn't the guy that, all right, five and hitch or five and outbreak or option route. It ain't the type of guy you get that type of situation to. You know, it's a lot of thinking you got to do for a dude that can't fucking catch. All right, you know, if the linebacker is if it's a zone, you sit inside, you sit right there, and I'm gonna hit you. But if it's man, the linebacker is playing you to the inside, you know, then you go outside and run the out route at the yard marker. You know, if he playing inside, then you cut it inside towards the yard marker. Or if he just playing tight, just, you know, you take it all the way. It's too much thinking. Sometimes you got to take the thinking out for a player like Ebron. I'm not saying he ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer. I'm just saying the guy that got pass catching hands. You have to simplify things. What did Indianapolis do? They had a vision. They say, you know what? Jack Doyle's gonna be our tight end. He gonna be our blocking and running our routes. We're gonna use Ebron in the slot. We're gonna use him as a matchup issue. We're gonna use him vertical down the field. We know he's going to drop some passes. We know that, you know, he ain't good at time and route, but we know we're gonna get him going vertical, and that's what we're gonna do. No, what the Lions do? Oh, you know what? We're going to turn him into a big physical tight end. We're going to have him do some blocking. We're going to have him do some chipping. We're going to have him doing some option routes. We're going to have him doing some deep end routes, some crossing routes, some drag routes, some whip routes, some flat routes. And I'm like, man, really? Like, how you throwing a lot at that guy? You know? He already not accustomed to blocking. He already went to North Carolina. He not accustomed to blocking. That's another thing. He from North Carolina. How many football aficionados or great players came out of fucking North Carolina? No pun intended at Trubisky. But I'm throwing pun. That was unintentional pun thrown. But think about Iowa. Ain't Kurt Ferentz still a coach at Iowa? How many really good players has he produced out of Iowa? His players usually come out of Iowa prepared. Desmond King from Cass Tech. Wasn't he a Pro Bowl nickel cornerback for the San Diego Chargers last year? Adrian Claiborne, who torched that left tackle from the Atlanta Falcons a couple years ago. He doing pretty good in the NFL, you know, and they got other offensive linemen doing pretty good, you know. The guy we drafted, Amari Spavey, he didn't really pan out, but nobody is 100 for him. Kurt Ferentz, he produces really good pros. Streetwise Television salute. He produced really good pros. He produces really, really good pros. So that kind of made me a little bit more comfortable. And what else made me comfortable was they didn't take the superior athlete and say just because he could run a 4.6 and no offense that we gonna draft him. You know, they took the guy that was a complete football player. So that's what I liked about him. So I didn't bash the TJ Hawkinson pick. Hawkenhawk. I think there's somebody in the comment section called him Hawkenhawk, L5 player. Hawkenhawk. Hawk and Hawk. I like that. I think that's what he called him. Hawk and Hawk. I like that shit. But like I said, it doesn't surprise me he tearing it up. I watched some tape of him at Iowa, and he faster than what you think he is. He said I went to school with Desmond King. He went to East Village. I said Cass Tech, my bad. I'm thinking about what's the other buddy that went to Cass Tech? The kid from Michigan. Didn't he go to Cass Tech? What's the kid from Michigan name? He played for the Dallas Cowboys. Jordan. Did he go to Cass Tech? Jordan. Yeah, I know he went to Michigan. I don't know how I forget a Michigan player name. East Village, and I saw him up close. He broke state records for interception. He was going to be good regardless. They could be good regardless, but shit, if you go to the wrong college and they put you in a system that don't fit you, then you can go undrafted. Or Jordan Lewis, thank you. You can go undrafted. Luke G, salute. You can go undrafted. So Kirk Ferentz usually produces really fucking good pros. He should have left that program probably 7 years ago or 5 years ago to keep it safe. He produced some really fucking good pros. I thought that's a guy that Michigan could have looked at if they didn't get Harbaugh. O-line, hell no, I ain't playing no O-line in high school. How do you think the D-line chemistry is going to play out? It don't take long. It depends on anything different, stunts. I don't think it'll take long. I think Hand played a lot last year. I think homeboy Trey Flowers, he don't got to do a lot of practicing early on, get his shoulder. He didn't really, in my opinion, he had been in the system. Devin Kennard, he put his hand in the dirt a little bit. Who else the fuck you got out there? Ashawn Robinson, he been here for a while. But it will be a little adjustment period, because the reason it'll be adjustment period is because every year is different. You know what I'm saying? First things Patricia's gonna look at is probably what Green Bay gonna do, what they did in Tennessee with LaFleur, how to stop Chicago and Trubisky, how to look at what the Minnesota Vikings did last year. He gonna make subtle adjustments to the defense and add and install new plays. But then again, Davis, Jones, Kennard, and Talani eventually catch on. They know what to expect. Diggs, Walker been there last year. Mike Ford is my pick to win the second cornerback spot. Somebody asked about that. I like Mike Ford a lot. Coleman probably stay inside. Slay get his shit situated. So the way I look at it, it'll be a little different, especially on probably especially with coverage. And I'm more worried about coverage in the back half. Well, no, I'm ready. This the back half between maybe Coleman, Walker, Diggs. Because Walker he wasn't really full time last year. I don't think he was splitting time with Glover Queen. Just with Coleman being new, and I know they all from Georgia, Coleman, Slay, and Walker, just getting used to each other, because it's gonna be an injury back there. So you're gonna look at maybe Cooper come in, Tabor come in, Agnew come in somewhere. The kid Armani Awakwe come in. So it's just really in the back end. I'm more concerned about zone coverage, passing on, getting the field, getting to learn the coverages in the back. The linebacker core, they should be familiar, man. They should be familiar with each other, man. So I ain't really worried about the front. Usually defense come together quick. You know what I'm saying? Defense come together. Every time I played in high school, our defense always came together first. I didn't play a lot of offense, but our defense came together first, and we always had to jump on offense. But especially offense learning new defense. But I'm gonna talk about Theo Riddick being gone. Theo Riddick was a really good, solid player. One thing I want to say about Theo Riddick, man, he never disrespected the Lion. He never disrespected Detroit. He never disrespected the Lion. He never was out there. I don't think he made a lot. He might have had a PI penalty back in the day every now and then when I don't remember. But he really was not getting in trouble. Class act. It just got stagnant. It got stagnant in their approach. Rashad Melvin. I heard he sucked. Now, that might just be in the Raiders system, but Raiders fans hate that nigga. I don't know what they was running to be real. But they said he sucked. I got a boy that's from Oakland. I got a couple homies from Oakland. They said he sucked. They got me scared about him, man. They said he sucked. What I said, they said they called him burnt toast. I said, we traded our burnt toast and never lost into y'all for Rashad Melvin. But In the NFL, if you ain't in the right system, you get marginalized. So the Raiders could have been playing him in the man system. He might be a zone corner. They could play him in the zone corner. He can put up Ali. I see you. Hey, I got that information for you. Give me to tomorrow. My homeboy just left, so I got that information for you. So, just get his. I'm gonna get you his name. He on his way out too, though. But he said he gonna plug you in. He the union dude. Miss Black D. Miss. I'm glad my Miss Black. Black Buster D. Salute. And But like I said before, I don't know, man. I can't really speak on him. He a big guy. I like Mike Ford. I'm partial to Mike Ford. I like the job he did last year. Mike, I hope he's working hard this year. I'm a big Mike Ford fan. I might be in the minority with Mike being a Mike Ford fan, but I like what he did. He said, rather use him as zone, and we will use him as man cover. See, there you got it. Let's see. I don't got Mike Ford. I forget about Rashad Melvin. C. Perry, what's going on? What up, though? But yeah, about Theoretic, I like Theoretic, man. I like him, but I think it was time for him to go. Creative wise, I don't really know a lot of receiving backs that Daryl Bubble really worked with. A lot of his guys was like Peterson, Lynch. So really, I didn't really know what his role was going to be in this team. He ran a lot of the same Texas route. Texas route is when you come out the backfield, you come at an angle. It's an angle route, basically. Like you go into the sideline and then you cut back in towards the middle of the field. He ran a lot of the same option routes out the backfield. It was just it was no creativity with Theoretic. And another thing, they played him in slot when we got down to receiver last year, and he just wasn't he was shifty, but he's just not fast enough to get a lot of separation. But it's an opportunity where you can see him coming back. You know, it's a situation. The guy, Amari Walker, the only thing that worried me about him is he was only a 1.5 year starter at Penn State. And that could be nothing, and that could be something. And I understand that Mike Ford don't have a natural talent coming out of college that Agwakwi, he had a second round grade on him because I liked him a lot. Or Rashad Melvin, who might have been undrafted or 6th, 7th round and have been in the league for a minute. But just something about the kid I like. I know Marcus Cooper ain't got a chance. But something about him I like. Agwakwi, I like him a lot. Ball skills. He turned his head around. He played the ball. Handsy. We'll see how he adjusts to the speed of the NFL. NFL a little bit different. In college, you can get a little handsy, a little bit more. But he was a really good player at Penn State. He made Big Ten first all defense first team, I think, or second team. So to do that as a 1 year starter, yeah, he got talent. Don't get me wrong. Agwakwi is probably the future. He got talent. That dude got talent. I broke down a ton of film on him. He got talent. But Theoretic, good player, man. Good player. I don't have nothing bad to say about him. Just say he was just slow. He didn't just have he couldn't really get that burst. And I felt that him and Amir Abdullah was a bad pairing because they both was straight line slow. But Theoretic, he tough. He can run between those tackles a little bit. He can run off tackle a little bit. And he just didn't have that burst no more. But he was a good player, good morale guy. But they said Zach Zenner looking like the Hawk out there. He bigger. I know he's working on his pass catching last offseason. So I didn't like Zach Zenner when he fumbled in New York versus Giants, but I got over it. And I think he was a more explosive back last year than LeGarrette Blount. Obviously, towards the end of the season, LeGarrette Blount, older player, banged up. Zenner had fresher legs, so he also can. I don't know if he can be the up back where he can create, he can block and create holes. That's my problem with him. I'm not my problem. I just don't know if he can do it. But Tyler Johnson is another guy from Maryland that's really, really fast. He got some speed. Can return the ball a little bit. I think that's the type of guy that they was trying to look forward for last year when they was going to get Rashad Penny, because they was trying to trade back in the first round to get Rashad Penny, but they settled for Kerryon Johnson. So Tyler Johnson, look some tape on him. Strong kid, combine pro day 4.3. Strong kid, could be a kid. Trapped in a transition to football system where they had a death down there in Maryland because of the Durkins. They used to coach at Michigan. He had to practice too hard, didn't give him water. He was a tough guy. Jabril Peppers said it too. He was like he tough on guys and he not built for everybody. And in this new era for our kids and for these teenagers, that old school shit in the 80s where you don't get no water, you get no blood on my uniform, all that old school shit, man. Like you really can't do it now. It's to the point where kids don't even let their the parents don't even let their kids go outside no more. They'd rather buy a tablet. They don't let them walk to the store no more. They overprotective. So, when you got that mentality, that old school mentality, you got to change that. And he got a job somewhere. I think with the Atlanta Falcons, that's crazy. But you can't have that mentality no more, man. You got to be able to. You can't have that old remember the Titans mentality. You can't have that old Texas football mentality, or you got to be able to adjust with the times, man. And you got to be coachable, and you got to be able to be teachable as well, on and off the field. So, me personally, my kid wouldn't ever go to a program where that guy's at. Even if it was the University of Michigan, I love him. He or she will never go to a program that got nothing to do with him. At the period. It wouldn't happen. If my son or I had a nephew or cousin got drafted to the Falcons, I would know. I don't care. No, that dude just he went over the top. He said Riddick was a tail for the Lions offense. I must disagree. Riddick was not good between the tackles. I agree. I stumbled there. He sucked the golf in the tackles. I mean, more off tackle. He sucked in between the tackles. I lied there. I was trying to give him the send off that he deserved, but he had his times when it was like 3rd and 15. He could pick up 10. But you're right. He wasn't good between. He was good more off the tackle, outside the numbers, catching the ball. He ran really good routes at the backfield, but he wasn't. I tried to get him the proper Iron Man fucking send off. I was just watching a Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm going to the movies and see it. My boy wanted to watch the bootleg copy, man. I feel bad. I've been paying for movies. I've been paying for movies lately, man. Like cake, I see it. I paid for it. This is the most complete team Stafford has had in 5 years, maybe ever. Well, let's hold our breath on that. I think the right guard. I foresee fucking Rick Ratner getting took out by by Terrell Crosby. I do. He don't have that burst, but the younger he had a little bit more burst when he was younger. But yeah, it is what it is. Somebody pick him up. And the question was, will he kill the Detroit Lions when he come back? Absolutely. He can come back with remember the Toronto Argonauts, as they still whatever they was. He come back with them. They used to be on fucking NFL Madden back in the day, when Madden was actually a functionable football game that you could really play and enjoy. When they had the CFL team, the NFL Europe teams too. I don't know that they had the NFL Europe teams. Excuse me. That's when Madden was pretty good. PS2 Madden was the GOAT. This PS4 Madden, puh. John Marsh, I like him because we need coverage, unlike Tabor. Well, Tabor can cover. He can cover by Trey can't run. That's his problem. That motherfucker can't run. Speed of the game too fast for him. He don't have enough. Lions should get Andrew Luck. He got a Kevin Durant injury. He got that little calf Achilles injury. Yeah, so he might not be ready. He might not be. I didn't know that he had a calf injury that was that serious. He said most complete team. I hope, man. I like Patricia as a coordinator. He says I respect that. Salute. He said O-line still question. Yeah, it is. But I'm counting on Darrell Bevel to cover that up, to be honest. Play calling, a lot of run plays, mixing pass plays, and it's gonna slow down the pass rush. It's gonna slow down the pass rush. If they can run the ball effectively. L5 player, what's going on? I ain't seen in a minute. Has Stafford ever utilized his tight ends ever? It's not his fault. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's the tight end fault. It's the fucking offensive coordinator. I've been saying that for years. When Patricia got here, if you go back and look at my video, I said it was. I was so mad that they got rid of Terrell Austin because Jim Bob Cooter excuse me was the problem. Oh, Joey Harrington, I was just talking about that earlier, man. I'll never forget that Miami Dolphins game. He ain't played that good since he left Oregon. You're right. T7 slow as shit. He can't. Yeah, no, he gotta play that Rondé Barber cover 2 corner position. He gotta play that Rondé Barber cover 2 corner. He gotta play that Rondé Barber cover 2 corner. See, Rondé after a while he got old as shit. And he really couldn't run. But that Tampa 2 really covered up a lot of defensive lines not getting past the Bears. That defense gonna be too good. Yeah, the defense is good, man. Don't get me wrong. That's really good defense, man. And so was Jacksonville. And then people start feeling themselves. Even though Jacksonville made a deeper run, the Bears got to watch out. They are the hunted and not the hunter no more. And when that happened in Jacksonville, that kind of deterred them. Then people thought they was better than what they were. Jalen Ramsey really thought he was better than what he was. Telvin Coleman, Talvin Smith? I think he retired or some shit. Unfortunately, he was fast. One of them linebackers retired, Miles Jack. A lot of them got mad at Blake Bortles, and they thought they was better than what they was. But the Bears got to watch out for that. The NFL is going to adjust to what Trubisky does well. And I seen the pass Trubisky through to Allen Robinson. Shout out to Allen Robinson. He from D. And that shit was an underthrow. Real talk. It was a huge underthrow. And it just was, man. But I ain't got nothing bad to say about the Bears. I hate the Bears though, with a passion. But I like Khalil Mack. I do. I like Von Miller, Khalil Mack. I like DeMarcus Ware. He was supposed to be a Lion. Truth be told, I like those guys because I was a Lawrence Taylor guy. John Randall, I like inside. Reggie White, I like those. J.J. Watt and Dominican Sue. Nick Fairley when he was healthy was something to see. Nick Fairley was good. That New Orleans Saints, was it a Sunday or Monday night game we had and Dominican Sue got suspended? Nick Fairley, he flashed his ability. He just had health issues and or whatever else it was. I mean, Robert Porcher, Luther Ellis. We had some really good ones here. Sean Rodgers, remember he had that interception, Big Baby ran it back when I worked at Kroger. I met him at Kroger. He had that Escalade that looked like the Avalanche. I met him. He was a really good guy. So we had some really good ones in Detroit, man. Cliff Averill, and Kyle Vanden Bosch. Kyle Vanden Bosch kind of had set the tone for that D-line when he got here. So we had some good ones, man. We had some really good ones in Detroit, man. We had some good ones just in general. You go to the NFL, Simeon Rice, Javon Curse. A lot of guys get forgotten. Terrell Suggs is still really good. He was in Arizona now. Couldn't believe that one. You have some really good, just good, pure rushers, man, through the NFL. And there's so many good ones, man. Richard Seymour, who didn't get up for the Hall of Fame, he'd get in. He was a good one. I mean, you just say, it's a lot of talent. It was a lot of talent in the NFL, man. Ton of talent, man. Reggie White was. When you look at Aaron Donald, you just be like, fuck. Him and Warren Sapp remind me so much of Reggie. Reggie White was just dominant. It won't be another one. But Aaron Donald, close. Bears defense will take a step back. Nobody rolls over that turnover. Oh, nobody. And nobody, you're right. Nick Fairley was lazy sometimes. Yeah, he was. You know, Nick Fairley, yeah. Marcus Davenport last year. He doing pretty good. He did pretty good a little bit last year. I don't know if he got injured, but he made some noise, Marcus Davenport last year. I got a New Orleans Saints fan. He was apologizing for cussing out Sean Payton for that pick. So I don't think he did that bad last year. Yeah, he wouldn't do that bad last year. I don't know if he ended up doing at one point he was making some type of noise. So Marcus Davenport, from UTEP, he'd be all right. But they better get Michael Thomas back down there for real. I remember Vanden Bosch. Oh yeah, Vanden Bosch had them boys. He had the D line flowing upfield. Yeah, I think we had came off maybe like 0-16 or a bad season or whatever. We got him. I'm not sure if it was on season. They gave up 2 first-round picks for him. They must see something that I didn't see. I wanted the Lions to get him, but they moved up and got him 2 years ago. They did, but yeah, Golden Tate thing. Let me tap off on the Golden Tate thing real quick because I got Miles outside. I took him for a walk already, so yes, I ain't got to walk him again. I'm gonna give me a treadmill for him in the wintertime. Start putting some weight on him, some more weight on him. But yeah, Golden Tate with the whole PED thing, man, the fertility thing. That's not the first time I heard the fertility thing, man. The last guy I heard about the fertility thing was in boxing. Lamont Peterson, it wasn't so much fertility, but it had to do with the, where the genitals is at. And he got stripped of one belt. He kept one belt. And it got proved to be factual. That's what he took. So 10 years of really good performance enhancing drug character. He notified them when he found out the drug the next day had something bad in it. But I just said the NFL should create a division. And I think every sport should create a division where they have a hotline where players call in and they say, well, I'm buying this from GNC, or my doctor gave me this. Is this good? With the resources that the NFL got, they don't put enough into the players. They don't have lifetime benefits. They pension suck. They don't get guaranteed contracts, which is hard to do. That it's not a players' league. The NFL makes 117% more than the NBA, but the NBA get paid 100% more or something like that. It's some crazy number like that. So it's time for them to start investing into the players, and I think that'd be a great start. And it's or if the NFL want to make some more money, come out with an NFL line of clean supplements. So it ain't no misconception. You can provide the supplements to the facilities, to the teams, shakes, pre-workouts, whatever it may be. So you don't have to go out there and buy pre-workout, hardcore pre-workout. You don't have to go out there and buy the post-workout thing that may have something bad in it. If the NFL come out with their own supplements, not only would that be a great thing for collegiates, they got their own supplement. When you go to GNC and you play collegiately, you know what you can and can't take. They protein, collegiate approved. It used to be like that. I know when I go to GNC, bam, they don't have nothing bad in it. NFL need to come up with that. They need their own supplement, a known line of clean supplements for their players to buy, and they can provide it free during the season. All they got to do is send the supplements to the facilities, and then there's no mix up with your shakes. There's no mix up with your post workouts, and as well as some of the other clean natural products you can get too, with relaxer rubs and creams and stuff of that nature. So, if they really want to stop the PED shit, well, they can come out with their own line of supplements in their own division that answer questions about medicine, that answer questions about is this a clean supplement? Is this a good medicine? Is there any harmful in this to take? And then you can have your also in that quarter. If somebody really need this for a medical reason, we can give them an exemption too. You see, our doctors, you come down to our facility, and it creates more jobs in the NFL. And it creates a new money stream, which you come out with a new line of NFL supplements that pays off of that division because people are going to buy it. And all you got to do is come out with the motto, train like an NFL athlete. You want to be an NFL athlete? You want to train like an athlete? People going to buy that shit. People that ain't never worked out a day in their life, people that ain't hit the treadmill since they were 17, picked up a barbell, that's going to increase them to they little play healthy thing for kids. Start that for adults. NFL don't do enough for their players. They don't do enough for the cause. And when they was a nonprofit organization, they claimed that all the fine money they gave to charity. Anybody stupid enough to believe they gave all that fine money to charity? Get that fine money and put it into a high interest account, or put it into a pension for the older players. A lot of players. Deacon Jones was an older player for the Los Angeles Rams back in the day. His pension was $250 a month. He's passed away now, but he told Eric Dickerson his pension was $250 a month. Are you fucking serious? Somebody that laid the foundation for this league to be great, and we can't even get him $3 a month. And you sitting here, you getting, probably 20, 30, 40, $50 million. I'm probably going a little bit extreme in fine money. And who you finding people, you finding coaches, and you giving it to charity when you could be giving it to your players, to your retired players. NFL don't do enough. So the Lions signed Mason Foster, who was cut by the Redskins. Is Reuben Foster okay? Because that's the only reason I see Mason Foster, good middle linebacker. He's solid. I don't know how good he been. When he was at Tampa Bay, he was okay. You know what I'm saying? He all right. It depends on who else they got behind Talani. But all the Lions linebackers are interchangeable. Jones has played on the inside of Nick Fangio defense. Kennard has played on the inside, outside, hand in the dirt. Solani can put his hand in the dirt, inside, outside. It's a lot of versatility there, so I don't see why not. Saints not making the playoffs. Well, I said the same fucking thing. Y'all can ask questions now. I get through the chat. I said the same thing even before the Michael Thomas thing. I just got a feeling every team in the AFC South, the last place team always first place, and that was a long time in history. I love what Bruce Arians is gonna do in Tampa. I said gonna do because I'm that confident in him. Well, Golden Tate had a fertility drug that him and his wife was they got. He said a doctor prescribed him, and 10 years of being a credible, clean athlete. Like I said, 1 second can really kill your whole image. But sound like the Lions got rid of him at the right time. My G-Man will get 5 wins with the easy schedule this year. They should have won 6 like with Tate. Man, Dave Gettleman is a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. But hey, I understand why he traded Odell Beckham. But Daniel Jones, I'm still scratching my head about. But Eli Manning should smack the shit out of Odell Beckham. I'm gonna try to get to that first Cleveland Brown game. We just talked about going to it, man. My boys, they're playing the top. I don't care who they playing. I'm just ain't got shit to do that Sunday, and we can hit the Cheesecake Factory up in Cleveland and watch the Buffalo Wild Wings, watch the Lions game, and then come back. I don't give a fuck who they playing. I just ain't trying to go down there when it's cold and when it's snowing. Now, if the Lions was playing Cleveland, I'd go. I'd probably go to the Chicago Bear game in Chicago. I got a couple college buddies that stay down there that been wanting to do that, so I might do that. Go to Chicago and check it out. Mason Foster would be a great signing, in my opinion. OBJ is following in camp after being gone the whole summer. Gettleman is an ass cheek GM. Yeah, Deacon Jones had a little money for being a senior Hall of Fame rep. Yeah, but he needed more than $250 in pension. Mason Foster was the highest tackler for the Redskins last year. I heard they trading Josh Norman. They trading Josh Norman too. Heard he on trade block. I got friends that's Redskin fans too. But a lot of people that live in the DMV is Cowboy fans. Y'all believe that? I might be late to the frat party, but a lot of people that's in the DMV area. It's a high Dallas Cowboy population in the DMV area. I didn't know that in the last few years. I pretty much learned that it's a high population of Cowboy fans in the DMV area. And in Detroit, I believe we are some of the most loyal sports fans here. And no matter if you shit on the Lions or you love the Lions or you just keep it real, but you're a Lion fan, it's a lot of people in the DC area, DMV, Maryland, Virginia area, right? It's a lot of them that's like Florida State fans, Dallas Cowboy fans. I mean, I done seen people say they was New York Islander fans, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I'm like, damn, DMV, y'all they hate, they not cap, they don't like the Capitals, they don't like the Wizards, the Bullets, whatever you want to call. That shit crazy, bro. I say, y'all, I mean, I know y'all history, the Capitals just won the cup though, but I guess the history bad or whatever. I said, shit. I said the Lions wouldn't have no fans down there. Shit. Like, for real. I said, shit, the Redskins won a few. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, the Redskins won a championship in the 90s. I said, that shit crazy. I said, y'all don't even. My nigga, I was like, yeah, you up there by University of Maryland, whatever. He said, yeah, what he say? I'm a Florida State fan. I said, how does that work? I said, you born in Tallahassee? No, I'm just a Florida State fan. I like the way they say, oh, in the night. I said, this nigga. I said, y'all had no loyalty, bro, down there in the DMV. I ain't mad at him. Melvin Drew, salute. I got to ask you a question. Dallas Cowboy, there's more Cowboy fans in DC than skiing. I did not know that. And I said, what's the point of me coming down to FedEx Field if the Lions play y'all? I think, are you on their schedule this year, I think. That's what's the point of me coming down there and all the fans is Cowboy fan. I remember my boy, he a Cowboy fan, right? He got a Cowboy page if you want to check it out. DMV Dallas Cowboys. And from time to time when we play each other, I do his podcast, whatever, right? And like he went to a Redskin game and like he was like he just wasn't impressed. I think he was telling me he wasn't impressed. I'm like, that shit crazy. You going to open the NFL Packers? No, I ain't going to the Bears then. I ain't going to Chicago for that game. When is that game? The 5th? No. I'll be gearing up to go. Shit, I'll be gearing up to go to LA for the Spence fight. Then I'll be earing up to go to Philadelphia for the Beterbiev fight in October. Then I might go back to Philadelphia. No, I might go to Chicago for the Usyk fight. I got a packed schedule. Then I'm going to Omaha for the Bud fight. So yeah, my thing was to do 4 fights this year. 5. I ain't did one yet. Had funerals and shit going on. So yeah, that's kind of been my thing. But I'll be at some Lions games this year. The Charger game, the Chiefs game, the Cowboy game. Those 3 for sure. I might get my season tickets back. I've been waiting on it. I got to get in touch with my contact. I definitely want to see Saquon Barkley though, and those would be cheap tickets. In Phoenix, people come from everywhere. You see everything, every type of fan. Yeah, I got a couple people that stay, family that stay in Phoenix. They want me to move down there, but the heat, I have to work nights. The heat, the heat. Y'all got any more questions? I'll answer them on for a couple more minutes. I don't think I got nothing, nobody to pick up or whatever, but. He said a lot of fans don't like the term Redskin. Okay, I definitely get that. Daniel Snyder's is an extreme asshole when it comes to that. Ronnie J. Roy was going J.I.V. Roy. He said Lions are the most underrated team in the Super Chat in the league. Yes. I'm gonna think real quick to give you an honest answer. Coming into the season, if I had to give you underrated teams, so we go through the NFC North, we already know it's the Vikings, Bears, Lions, Packers. So I say no. Saints in the AFC, NFC South, Saints, Panthers, Falcons, Bucks. I will look out for the Bucks. NFC East, Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Skins. I don't really expect nothing out the blue. If the Cowboys are good, it wouldn't shock me. Unless it's without Zeke. The Eagles, they really good on paper. It doesn't shock me. NFC West, Rams. I wouldn't shock me if they still was good or they took a step back this year. So I wouldn't say that. Arizona, I don't expect them to be a surprise team. 49ers, I think that could be a surprise team. Seattle Seahawks, they really, really solid. Just made Bobby Wagner to the highest paid linebacker. So right now, Tampa and 49ers is the 2 in the NFC that I see that might be surprise. Pittsburgh is my dark horse to win it all next year. And then say I'm picking them. Dark horse. I ain't got to go through the Browns. I think that's an accident waiting to happen in my opinion with Baker and Odell and the rookie coach Freddie Kitchens. Baltimore, I don't have a feel. The Bengals are the Bengals. Hate to say it, and I like Green. The Colts got I think that'd be good. But if it turned into a Kevin Durant situation with Andrew Luck and he tore his Achilles, if they're not careful, they can be downside. The Jaguars. If Nick Foles is serviceable, they should be okay. Houston is another team that I could see bubbling with Dante Foreman getting healthy. Tennessee, I don't really have a feel for them like that. Derrick Henry just got injured in a walking boot. So right now we got Pittsburgh and Houston so far. NFC, AFC East, shit, I'd be surprised if the Jets, the Dolphins, the Bills did anything. I do like that little quarterback they got in the Bills, even though he racist in the motherfucker. Josh Allen, I like him a lot. But I expect New England to still run away with that. Tyreek Hill didn't get suspended, and I wish they tell the real story of what happened, but it's not my story to tell on this channel. Chargers, after what Phillip Rivers said about Melvin Gordon, I don't see them being a threat. They usually start off slow and finish hot, but he just said basically he wasn't. It wasn't no big deal that Melvin Gordon wasn't there. So I don't know if it was took out of context, but Lindell White didn't like that. The Raiders, I'd be shocked if they did anything. And then it's the Denver Broncos. I'll be shocked with Joe Flacco. And then they second round quarterback was holding out, I heard. That shit crazy, second round quarterback. So I got the 49ers, Tampa, in the NFC, Pittsburgh, and Houston in the AFC. So yeah, I would say the Lions are right there with them. Right there with those 4 teams. Those would be my 5. I think the Lions mad underrated as well. They're my 5 underrated teams. And I could be completely wrong on all 5 of them. So watch out for the Raiders. Yeah, they going for that. They going for Justin Herbert, or they going for Tua Saloka Fuka, whatever his name is from Alabama, bro. I'm gonna do some more Michigan talk this year and Michigan State. I might even talk a little Toledo Rockets because I like Toledo Rockets. He said Redskin fans will F you up at their stadium. There are some hood cats and attend those. Oh, try going out to the Bay Area. Somebody die every day out there in the San Francisco, Oakland area. I love to have the experts overlook our team best position to be in. Yep. And if the NFL changed on the pendulum, it changed on a dime. Because one day you could be looking like Reggie White, and the next day you could be looking like Nick Fairley. The NFL is so physical that you could be out your prime before you know it. That's why Jerry Rice was so good. Jerry Rice had the perfect mesh between rest and workout and off season. Jerry Rice was a beast. Tim Brown was too. He just got into the Hall of Fame, right? I like Tim Brown. Not really a big Notre Dame fan. I think that's where he went, but I like Tim Brown. Jaguars is my sleeper. I can see it. I really wouldn't consider them a sleeper. They got talent. They just didn't have no quarterback. Jets could be decent with Bill, but that's a stretch. I don't like what's old boy name? Sam Darnold. I don't like no UFC quarterback since Carson Palmer. He tore his knee up. And that's the only reason Carson Palmer ain't going into the Hall of Fame and don't have a Super Bowl. Because that year he tore his knee up, they was winning the Super Bowl that year. The Bengals was going to the Super Bowl. That was the end of that. That was the end of that whole Bengals crew. And when they tore that knee up and they put John Kidney in, John Kidney lost a 20-point lead or whatever, and they got kicked, they got eliminated because they was beating the hell out of this. Was it the Steelers they were beating? They were beating the hell out of somebody. And they was looking like straight beasts. And they put John Kidney up in there, and Kidney lost like a 20-point lead. What up, Sean? And then guess who goes signs John Kidney to be the quarterback? Yeah, you got it, the Detroit Lions. I never forget that. The Jets corners are looking real shitty. O-line. They didn't bring back Mo Claiborne. I think Mo Claiborne would have been a good pickup if they had problems with Darius Slay, because he started to come on a little bit with New York. I'm on you with the Niners is real underrated. I don't really like the shit that Joey Bosa been saying. Some of the shit he said in the past. But him, DeForest Buckner, D Ford is the shittiest dude of all time. Bro. He jumped off sides. I like Tom Brady, but I was pulling for my homeboy. My homeboy, my guy. Not versus the line, but my homeboy. I like Patrick, my homeboy. But man, when D Ford lined up off sides and Brady threw that pick, man, I'm surprised they didn't kill him. I'm surprised they didn't kill, because I'd have beat his ass, or he would have just whipped my ass on the sideline. We would have been fighting. On God, we would have been fighting. When he lined up off sides and Brady threw that pick, he's like, was I off sides? Yeah, I would have went right up to him and punched him in his mouth. He just had to whoop my ass. He had to whoop my ass. He said he would have just whooped your boy ass. Cardinals could be surprised team. I'd be surprised. I'd be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if they would put it on us. I wouldn't be shocked because I just wouldn't be shocked, but I'd be shocked if that run and shoot offense. You might be right. It might catch some teams that air raid offense might catch some teams off guard because Chip Kelly offense caught some teams off guard. But with our D line, we should if we can contain Kyler Murray in that pocket, we should be able to kill him. But if he can get up the field or get outside the pocket, he gonna be a problem because he can run. But I really do want him to succeed, just not in week 1. The Lions play the Vikings on my birthday. I'll get some tickets then. They play the Vikings on your birthday? Yeah, I mean the New York Giants tickets cheap. There's some cheap Charger tickets. Like that's in the lower bowl for like $63. And it's at least 3 left because I need to get 3 tickets. So $63 for 3 people, that ain't bad. It's probably gonna come up to like $200 after taxes. Mr. Rilo, this is the first thing I have seen from you. I'm a fan of America's team, by the way. Hello, you all. He's a Dallas Cowboy fan. Check out my boy channel, DMV Cowboys. I think it's Cowboys. Is it DMV Cowboys? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you, man, because he's a Dallas Cowboy fan too. He a good brother. Yeah, DMV Dallas Cowboys. Check out my boy page. Here, I'll drop his link in the description. He a good brother, man. Real good brother, man. Really good brother, man. I'm going to drop his link in the description for you. We all about networking. I might talk shit about the Cowboys 24/7, but he a good brother. He said, yeah, Cincinnati. When we are playoff bound, who do you think the national media will give credit to? Stafford? Nope. They're gonna start Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick laid the groundwork for Patricia, for the Lions to get the playoff spot and get a playoff win. Bill Belichick. If it wasn't for Bill Belichick, Matt Patricia still would be holding the camera. I'm telling you, man, they gotta find a way to discredit us, man. Bill, I mean, shoot. I mean, if it wasn't for Belichick, Stafford wouldn't even know how to throw the 5-yard out route or the speed route out. I'm telling you, man, that's how the media is. Belichick taught Matt Patricia how to lace his shoes up in time to be a champion. I'm telling y'all how it is, man. Before Belichick, Matthew Stafford, he wore his hat backwards, and the Belichick influence made Patricia tell him turn his hat forward, and I'm telling you, man, watch what I tell you. It's going to come back to be somebody outside this organization that get credit for that. So, if the Lions hot, as will Stafford be around, or will they trade him and pick up a new quarterback from the draft? If it's turned out to be Stafford for, it depends how the money fall. I know after June this year, his cap hit was only $10 million. So I don't really know, but I know it's a great year to be a bad team, because that kid from Oregon, Herbert, that's a bad boy, and Tua's pretty good too. But I like Herbert a lot. But I'm not sure, to be honest. It depends on how the money is, and can they take the loss. And they really like Matthew Stafford and the whole Kelly situation, but we'll see. It could be an injury this year. But I kind of heard what's the guy name? Daryl Bevel. He did an interview, man. I'm gonna talk about it. I don't know I do my water. He did an interview, and he talked about like doing trying to work on things that Stafford was weak at and things that he didn't feel comfortable with in the offense. It was a really good interview. Cam might put together this. Oh yeah, Cam. Yeah, they drafted that hometown kid. My cousin from he live in Charlotte. He just came up. I'm gonna go down there in October. I'm gonna try to get down there in October. But yeah, they were saying they drafted that kid Will Greer. He's from Charlotte, from West Virginia. And this is Cam Newton last year, where he guaranteed money. So Cam Newton could be on the block next year. So yeah, he might ball this year, man. But Cam Newton really ain't never had the greatest weapons. But Christian McCaffrey, I told people he's a white boy. He suck. I said, man, that's a different white boy right there. His daddy was a solid receiver. But they said that white boy's not gonna succeed. You know how the brothers. I said, shit, man. I watched him at Stanford. I said, that ain't no regular white boy. That's a white boy. You know what I'm saying? And he been tearing it up. He done got hawked up. He quit. Christian McCaffrey, a dog. A dog, because he didn't want me some money on FanDuel. I took down a whole slate because of Christian McCaffrey. He said, yo, man, you're blue from Ann Arbor over, and once again, 8-4. Little bro is winning the Big Ten again. Bro is winning. Who is bro is winning the Big Ten? Who? Michigan State? I wouldn't put it past him, though. Mike D'Antonio is a good coach. I wouldn't put it past him. But yeah, I mean, we look good on paper. I'd rather Dylan McCaffrey be the starter. I'd rather have Shea Patterson left, but they ain't had nobody blocking for Shea last year, though. So I had a friend turn me on to the Detroit Free Press and link. Them fools didn't even know why they had a hill in Allen Park. People need to rise up. Yeah, I heard they put the hill in there. Remember, Jerry Rice used to run those hills. Yeah, just McCaffrey, man. I don't know what bloodlines he get them speed from. His daddy wasn't that fast, though. Him and Rod Smith was a hell of a combination, though. McCaffrey was a good white little receiver. Remember, Wayne Corbett was a little good white receiver back in the day. Brandon Stokely, Edelman's, what's the old boy name? I don't know how I forget his name. Wes Welker. Believe it or not, Chris Collinsworth was solid back in the day. Chris Collinsworth did play football. He was solid back in the day. Steve Largent was one of the greatest receivers of all time. There's some good wide receivers out there in the league. But there was some good ones, man. It was some good ones. Remember Wayne Corbett, Lavernius Coles for the Jets? And that's a white boy. That boy bad. Christian McCaffrey, and he durable as hell. But he like the youngster said, his daddy and his brother can play. Will Greer has a lot of balls as that quarterback. Yeah, I know. I liked him. He had old boy. He was throwing two from West Virginia. I don't think he eligible to come out yet. He was a quarterback, and they turned him into receiver. He a white boy. He bad, too. Watch out for him. He bad. Remember when Johnny Manziel? I like Johnny Manziel. I thought Johnny Manziel, I didn't think he was going to be a great pro. I thought he'd be better than what he was. University of Michigan are the greatest paper champs ever. We'll be paper champs. We'll be paper. We beat them. We beat East Lansing last year. I'm going this year. We beat them busters up at East Lansing. If y'all don't be careful, we gonna rule the basketball universe too. Y'all couldn't even get to the championship. Y'all beat us twice, 2 or 3 times last year. Y'all couldn't get to the championship this year. What happened to y'all basketball, little Mojo Jojo? Y'all ain't got basketball. The real basketball program is Michigan. Watch how Juwan Howard get these 5-star recruits. You notice how I switched it from football to basketball on them, though. I heard Willie McGinnis talking about Belichick, about the heel they got. I was like, oh, Chicago got one. Long as you don't say Riley Cooper, never. Urban Meyers needed 30 for 30 on Florida, bro. They had a priest. They had a hardcore Christian. They had a murderer. I don't say that to be funny. They had gangsters. They had racists. That Florida team had the best 30 for 30 of all time. Harrison Smith from the Vikings. Oh yeah, him and Christian McCaffrey cut from the same. White chocolate. Yeah, Harrison Smith. He kind of got like a brother swagger like Christian McCaffrey. They carry themselves a little different. What about old boy that played for Notre Dame? That's the picture now, Justin Margin. He was a good receiver at Notre Dame. Not sure he would have been like a great pro. He was really good, but he picked the right profession according to Calvin Johnson. He said, true to football, you can either ball out or sit the pond. Race means nothing. Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't wrong, but people didn't think Christian McCaffrey was. I watched him at Stanford. I thought he was light-skinned, brother, the way he was running out there. But then you have homeboy that went to Michigan too, Sam McGuffey. Go watch Sam McGuffey highlight tape in high school. Sam McGuffey and DeMarco Murray had two of the best, and Joel McKnight had a great high school highlight tape too. Bless his heart, he just died. Was it last year in a little road rage incident? But Sam McDuffie had the greatest high school highlight tape, but he didn't amount to nothing. He left Michigan. He went down to somewhere, Rice or something like that. And when I used to go to the same gym as a Michigan player, and he told me that some personal thing that happened with him. But Sam McGuffey, he looked like Christian McCaffrey on tape, but Christian McCaffrey he did it on both levels. Beeline is gone. Y'all going back to the Tommy Amaker day. Please, I hope not, bro. I hope not. I hope Juwan. I'm pulling for Juwan, man. The brothers need that. Oh, Travis Kelce, too. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, we can get the name of him now. Travis Kelce, too. I like him. I'm going to be honest. He said, only thing saving hardball. He said, what is that boo line? Only thing saving hard line. He don't adjust worth the damn. He don't open the playbook, the old school stuff. Hey, I don't know why he adjusted in with San Francisco. Without who was the offensive coordinator in San Francisco for him? Was it? I'm thinking of the guy name. Hold on. I can't think of his name. No, it ain't him. He was the Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator for a minute. I can't think of his name, but I don't know. Harbaugh, he innovated the offense this year, though. He did. He brought some people in. A lot of his former staff went to Ohio State. So we'll see, man. But I do appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the videos, man. And I'm going to be back with some more stuff. He said McCaffrey, he got some scary quick first 4 steps. I knew he was going to be good. Oh, he said a voice text. Yeah, he was, man. But appreciate it, man. Share the videos, man. And I'm going to at least try to get to 1 stream a day during training camp. And then when the season started, I do one a week for the Lions, and I do 2 a week for the Lions. I do one maybe before the Sunday night game, and then I do a preview, and then when the Pistons start and the men, it'll be a bunch of when Michigan start back up and Michigan State, I'm gonna do some coverage of that as well. So I'm gonna take it to another level this year. Appreciate the love, support. This will probably be my last time on Google Hangout, so they deleting it. So I'll go back to slobs or XSplit or whatever the hell they call it. But appreciate it. Y'all know what it is. We gone.